Be prepared for offensive language from the start and throughout, and adult and sexual themes.
Don't. What a week. And then tonight things went into overdrive. I think it's safe to say we saw Stephanie say she wanted to leave, but instead, you know, she stayed in Jeremy's bed. But only for a minute or two. Tiffany called the GC many things, but a disgrace to humanity was one of the things she said. So, calm down. I told you. Megan called John two-faced, a fake, a liar, and that's the clean-cut version because tonight we had 8 C-bombs. Yeah. No, I don't approve of that. I don't. Barbara don't approve of 8 C-bombs. But don't worry, it's not all doom and gloom. Gemma's got her shoes back. I think I need to lie down after that, but no chance, because we are the show that keeps on giving. Tonight, Court is back in session. Judge Ryland's back, yeah. He's going to be bringing some much-needed orders to proceedings. We've got all the latest news from the House, plus a very special guest for Mr. David Guest, all the way from Hollywood.
Hi, I'm Liza Minnelli. Coming up later on Batch, I'll be giving you my thoughts on all of the glamorous and interesting housemates and David.
Oh, Liza! Don't. Right, I'm so excited. Let's get on and meet tonight's panel. We have brought them back together in a Bots exclusive, guys. I have got a line-up for you tonight. My first guest is a lady who enjoyed her Bots debut so much last series. She has been texting me, ringing me and begging for a return. And finally, she's won me over. It's actual TV's Kate Thornton. My next guest is telling us what she thinks, and she is being a naughty minx. Let's hope she keeps the bra on tonight. It's Denise Welch! I have the seashells. Right, I've got another one. She ain't just flirty, she's goddamn dirty, and she's engaged to a fella in his 30s. It's Carol McGibbon! I know, I've got one more, finally. She's a lady so loose. She recently played a glamorous pussy in Cats. From the bright lights of Blackpool to the street lights of Bournemouth. She's gracing us with her second appearance in 1 week. It's Grizabella herself, Jane McDonald! Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for my baggy broads! Honestly, this is like Christmas for me. Let's talk about tonight's show. Listen, it's really difficult to pick a starting point, but let's start with Megan Kate. I mean, she's known for being fiery. We were told, you know, her on X on the Beach, she's a bit cray. I mean, what were you making of tonight?
I was searching for a kind word.
Oh, here we go.
I mean, sweet baby Jesus. I see you. I mean, even in my most premenstrual moments, I've never come that close to that kind of cray-cray. I'm worried for her. I'm worried for her mental health.
Well, she's all right. She has calmed down, from what I've heard.
But what was it about?
Well, I think it was a bit...
She did the dishes. Move on.
I'll tell you what it was. Jane, she said that no one listens to her problems.
Yeah. At that level?
Well, do you think they're going to listen now?
No. I don't think they're going to listen because nobody does in there, do they, really? It's all about themselves. It's all me. Yeah. And the only time that she can vent and really go for it is in the diary room because everybody just ignores her in the house. Bless her.
Hang on, has she got any problems?
They do.
Has she got any problems?
Do you
Well,
think?
she cleans her
What's
own
the
shit
problem?
up. That
She
was
cleans
her
her own shit.
But she ain't eaten or slept properly for the past few days. I just want to put that out there. She said she's not eaten properly because she was doing the task. She's been finding it hard to sleep in there. Carol, you've been in there. Denise, you've been in there. Does the sleep play a massive part in that?
Well,
You ain't got Michael!
yeah, in our...
Carol?
It does make people grumpy, doesn't it? But yeah, I didn't have any problem sleeping in there because I was completely pissed every night. And actually, that's the best way to get to sleep. The earplugs. Forget the earplugs. She's grumpy, but she's a spoiled little cow, isn't she, really?
Well...
She's moaning about the food, she's moaning about the task, she's moaning and going on about everything. You just think, you've seen the show, you know what it's about, just get on with it. She don't want to eat instant mash.
Carol,
Tough shit.
her main beef was... Well, the subject was mostly about John, to be honest. Amongst her other choice words, she says that he talks down to her.
Yeah, but that was just something that was coming out at the time. She's obviously pissed off about everything, isn't she? She's got a lot of problems. I was saying she hasn't got any problems. She's got a big, massive problem. A, she shouldn't drink, and B, she shouldn't really be in there. She's too angry, isn't she? She's quite dangerous. She's the scary one.
She's a bit like...
Not Tiffany.
She's... I think...
Oh, hang on, they're all going.
No, I think it could be...
She's a
She's
young
a bit like... Yeah,
McGiffin.
she is! She's a love child of Carol McGiffin.
I'm not angry. I'm not angry about anything.
Oh, shut up, you, Denise!
I was really quite... I mean, listen, you know, it's a long time since I was in there, and I did have a bit of beef with some people.
Only a little bit.
You know, a little bit. But obviously, it was completely and utterly justified when I was in there. But there was a tiny point with the John thing, to give Meghan her due. I don't think it was about talking down. I was personally cross about John's nomination of Darren. Yeah. And as a recovering alcoholic myself, I would have been absolutely... And I like John as a person, but I would have been absolutely furious if someone had you know, sort of insinuated that I might be on the rocky road, because Darren in there doesn't know what has been seen. So he doesn't know if his saying of I didn't have a drink or I didn't relapse because he had a few fags. So I kind of get that. Also, I didn't understand why John did take responsibility for the Tiffany thing the other day. I didn't understand that. But I did think that Meghan's behaviour was outrageous, and I think she should be oot.
Well, you do think it was outrageous, and, you know, rightly so. Everyone's got their opinion. But, Jane, I've got to ask you, a lot of the housemates, like Meghan said in the diary room, until I've said it, now other people are starting to say their actual faults, Gemma being one of them.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think something like this could see the house maybe turn on who we have described as the alpha male of the house, John?
He is the alpha male of the house, but I think it's going to topple. I do, because he's winding people up. And Gemma's come out now as well and said that she thinks it's true, and now she's gone to Darren.
Yeah.
And,
it's Chinese whispers now.
It is, it's
Goes
Chinese
on.
whispers.
Stirring the pot is Gemma, though.
I think there's a terrible. I think John is quite well intended, and as much as he's about peacekeeping to a point.
I don't agree with you in this instance about John. No, and I would have said that about John before, but I do think that it was tactical, his nomination of Darren. I do.
But I think what Gemma does is she watches a scenario. So Tiffany blew up at her tonight, and then she waits until that conversation is extinguished. She takes it elsewhere, and then she does it away from that person.
Yeah.
So there's no honesty in that, and there is a lot of this going on.
There is a lot of stirring going on in there, but, you know, that's always going to happen.
I've seen it. He fancies ya. Yeah. Loved it. He fancies ya. I've seen it.
I'll see you.
Well, now Jane has channeled her in a GC. We might as well talk about her. Gemma and Tiffany had some serious beef tonight. Shoegate. I mean, Kate, why do you think Tiffany reacted?
How can you apply reason to somebody who has clearly none? Like, she's got no reasoning skills, has she? So you just go, sorry, I was waiting to go to the toilet. You want to go to the toilet? I want to go to the... She'll just have a go at you about anything. But the line of the night for me was, she ain't qualified to take them off the rip. I mean,
I mean, we got a lot of lines tonight, in all fairness, let me be honest. We're going to be dining out on
But
that
that was
for weeks.
one I could repeat without my parents wanting me to be, you know, adopted.
Well, listen, Carol, let me ask you. You know, Tiffany, she is a feisty character. Gemma, especially we've seen her in Towie, she's not frightened to have a row or two. She did not retaliate. Gemma, it looked to me that Gemma was a bit like, oh, I'm not used to someone coming at me like that.
Well, I don't think Gemma was particularly bothered. I don't think she's particularly bothered about anything, really. I think she just wanted to get her shoes back, because I think...
She'd already got them back!
Well, she did
She'd
get them
already
back,
drawn
because she'd
them.
already taken them. Because I think she only gave them away to Tiffany on the first night because she wanted everyone to think she was a really lovely person. And actually...
She did, yeah.
But she's not. She's not a lovely person.
Why don't you like
can
her?
see. Well,
She gave us a lovely vajazzle when we went down to
Yeah, and she
Essex.
is nice to people when she knows she's being watched. And her mask is slipping now, and her true colours are showing. No, seriously, you watch.
You say that because later on she was really reluctant to take part in the task. She said she'd had enough of games. Was her exact word.
Exactly.
Do you think this is now maybe the real Gemma coming out?
I do, yeah. I think this. You will see the real Gemma because she's very good. She's very professional. She does reality all the time, and she knows how to behave in front of the camera. She keeps telling people that you're not on your reality show now. You know, you've got to behave in it.
It's a real reality one.
But it is a bloody reality show, and the thing is in there. It's really testing because it's 24 hours a day, and there's no respite. There's no way of getting away from it, and it's hard. It's difficult in that if you're putting on an act, and I don't think there's anybody in that house at the moment who's being totally honest.
But I think
they're all put, apart from
Gemma,
David.
I think that people like Gemma, coming from that reality television background, I think they've been spoilt. You know, I think there is an apprenticeship in this industry from lots of people who've been doing it a long, long time. And I think that there is an element of spoiling people who, you know, it used to be, I want to be famous, what do you want to be famous for? Now it's like, well, we'll just make you famous for nothing. You know, I mean, what does Meghan do before shagging on X in the Beach? You know, what did she
we'll
do?
talk about this later. Give me one of those. Give me one of those. Now listen, loose lips sink ships. But not that type, Carol. Coming up, our lovely ladies will be getting on heat, getting their claws into all the hot topics of the series so far. It is back by popular demand, a very special edition of Baggy Broads, guys. Plus, I've got all the latest from the house. I'll see you straight after this break. This is a dream panel. This is just... Yeah. Welcome back to Celebrity Big Brother's bit on the side now. For the first time this series, it's going to be emotional. It's time for a very special episode of... Day 10 in the house, and tonight, when you're in a committed relationship, is it ever fair to flirt? Plus, would you rather grow old with grace or in disgrace? Then, how to deal with your housemates not pulling their weight. And finally, tattoos, turn on or turn off. It all starts now. Please welcome Kate Thornton, Denise Welsh, Carol McGiffin, Jane McDonald, and me, Ryland Clark-Mills. Hello and welcome to Baggy Broad. So much to get through, so let's start with a subject that always gets everybody talking, relationships. Stephanie has a boyfriend on the outside, but she's been getting up close and personal with Jeremy. Should we have a reminder, girls?
Yes, please.
Let's look.
Huh? Ska jag kolla?
Yeah, but... Love you lots.
Love you. You say love you.
Love you.
I love you too.
Great bands.
Yeah. See you.
Love you.
Now, it's all over the press this week. This was the headline in the Mirror Online. Stephanie Davis's mugging off boyfriend Sam Rees on Celebrity Big Brother, says our fellow Baggy Broad, Michelle Heaton. She said that on Celebrity Big Brother's bit on the side. I've never seen it. That Stephanie was mugging her boyfriend off. Girls, let's talk about that. Do we
Did she
agree?
mean tugging her boyfriend off?
Oh,
No, I'm only joking. I think it's...
Obviously not.
No, obviously not.
Denise, what's your views?
My views are, I'm a bit cross with Stephanie Rylan. I'm a bit cross by the fact that she's blaming everybody else except herself.
And she's the only guilty one
She's
here.
the guilty one. She's the one, you know, if she's the one who keeps going on about the boyfriend. She's known from day one, there's nothing in here. She's known from day one that she... It's pointless, absolutely pointless.
Go on,
Basically, she's blaming everybody else, and she's clearly they're clearly flirting with each other. There's clearly something going on.
More than flirting.
And it's more than flirting. And if she didn't want it, then she should stay the you-know-what away from him.
I've got to ask, Carol, let me come to you. How would you feel if a partner was doing that on the telly?
Oh, I don't know. I think I'd probably get quite turned on, actually.
Oh, Carol! You would not! You would
No,
not!
I wouldn't.
No, you
I
wouldn't.
wouldn't at all. No, I'd be quite disgusted. But hopefully I wouldn't know anyone who would do that. I wouldn't be with someone who would even think about doing that.
Yeah, you've got to feel...
getting off with another person in another show.
Well, do we think it's fair to flirt if you're in a relationship?
Well, let's be honest. In the house, it's a completely different way of life. And if you're used to having affection, if you're used to having someone come up and cuddle you...
She could have it from David.
Well, yeah, she could. Yeah.
He
okay,
said she's
point
like my
taken.
little sister when she walked in. I don't think they'd ever met, but he said that.
Yeah.
And,
Or even John.
or even, yeah, of course. There's lots of people to have a cuddle with.
Tiffany, she's not got any sharp corners.
Well, listen, I think we should move on to our next dilemma. I'm sure you can all identify with ageing.
Thanks.
Oh, we're sorry, Denise. You seem to be on the screen.
Sorry, does that say saggy broads?
We've got Nancy, we've got Angie and David. They seem to be approaching the process from, I think it's safe to say, different angles. So, girls, do we think behaviour should adapt with your age?
No, definitely not. No, I mean, look, why do you have to behave like an old person just because you're in the house? I mean, I think you're right. I think the old people that are in there, I think they are so much more interesting than we know because we're not seeing them because they're being overshadowed by these really loud, noisy young people. So I really hope that a young person goes because I want to see more of Nancy from what I hear, from what everybody tells me.
Yeah,
She's
everybody.
really good
Yeah.
fun.
The other thing that
And-
age should not excuse, and it did on another show, somebody that you have in here with long hair who was in the Jungle Show, it shouldn't also excuse you being really rude and bullyish either just because you're older. It shouldn't mean that they go, oh, let her get away with it, it's only such and such because she's older. You know, it doesn't give you the allowance to be a complete cow because you're older. That's
But there is a huge difference here, though, on defence of this age thing. I, for one, am not like Carol. I'm an older person than Carol in my head because I like a good night's sleep and a cup of tea. You know?
Well, you're not going to get any around here.
Well, I like a good night's sleep and a bottle of wine.
That's it, that's the difference.
But Jane, you've been like that since you were 20.
That's true.
Right?
That's true.
That's you.
true.
That's who you are. I think from the moment you're old enough to hold down a responsible job and vote, you are an adult, and therefore that comes with a kind of a set of behaviour.
You don't have to behave like that.
It just means about being decent to other people and having...
It's about being
having,
nice to other
having a
people.
moral compass. Yeah. No matter what your age.
Well, listen,
that.
let me just move on to our next point because no one likes doing the dishes, do they, girls? No one. That's what the washers
You say
are for.
that.
You do. You
I
do.
love it.
But it's no different in the Celebrity Big Brother house. Let's take a look at one of our culprits.
The feedback from today is you're not pulling your weight around the house.
Who said that?
It's general, in general. Why don't you walk in there now and say, Christina, can I help you dry up?
She gonna say no, dear.
No, she won't. Just try it.
Christina, can I help you dry up?
No, we're all good. We're all good. We're finishing up.
Can I make anybody a tea or coffee?
No,
No,
we're
thank you.
We're like literally 2 minutes away.
Good night. Good night.
So, ladies, do we expect the people you live with in that house to pull their weight?
Yes. You do expect it, of course you do, but nobody ever does,
It's
honestly.
a tip in there, honestly. You've been
It's a
in
nightmare.
there. It does, you know, and it is.
We had shit on the floor.
Shit on the floor. People leave their hair extensions in the sink. Girls with
it's
long
horrid.
blonde hair leave their hair extensions in the sink, and it really is quite disgusting. So everybody does have to pull their weight, and it does
they
become a
don't.
pressure cooker.
Jane?
And sometimes
But
they
everybody, like you said, Kate and I really like cleaning. So if you two
I'd be
didn't
all
want
over
to do
that
that,
place.
we'd be all over it, wouldn't we? We'd get us little
you'd
cleaner
love it.
out, as rubber gloves on. We'd be there doing the sink, getting the extensions
but the other
out.
thing is you get a lot of people in that house who don't know how to look after themselves. They've been pampered, they've been looked after all their lives. They still live at
But
home.
is that an
They have
excuse?
their mum- No, it's definitely not an excuse. And when you're living communally, everyone should pull their weight. And it does. People get resentful because they are cleaning up other people's shit. I don't know if Meghan is actually cleaning up people's shit or not. I don't know, but you know, you do feel that responsibility. That I didn't mind doing it because it gave me something to
Girls,
do.
I'm so sorry because we are running out of time. I want to get to it. Oh, no, don't. Please, give him a show. Finally, has anyone noticed that Jeremy has a tattoo or two?
Has he?
No.
Oh my God, they're spreading, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, hello.
Oh, here she goes.
Yeah. What do we think?
I think she ain't got no knickers on.
Oh,
dear.
what do we think about tattoos? Do they do it for you?
No.
Well, my eldest son is covered in them, and I hate them, Rylan.
You're not a fan?
I have to say, I'm not a fan of tattoos. My mother hated tattoos. I don't like them. And then my only thing to Matthew is, don't let it go above here. This is ridiculous.
Not a fan?
Not a fan.
Have any of you girls got a tattoo?
Yeah. I've got one.
What have you got?
I've got a blob on my wrist. It's supposed to be a butterfly, but actually just looks like a blob.
I thought that was just pen.
Totally pointless tattoo.
Any others?
No, there's a big point to it.
You got any
No, that's
secret
it.
ones?
No, there is a point to it. It was to cover up a little initial. Have you got a secret one?
No, I haven't got a secret one. I haven't got one at all.
All right. Listen, I'm sorry, but we have run out of time, ladies. I'm so sorry. That is it for today's edition of Baggy Brawls. A massive thank you to Carol, Jane, Kate and Denise. Unfortunately, we won't be back tomorrow, but still to come, we've got all the latest goss from the house, plus Judge Ryland will be giving his verdict on the housemates who are facing eviction this week. Join us all after the break. Welcome back to Celebrity Big Brother's bit on the side. Still to come, Hollywood legend Liza Minnelli's gonna be... Well, got the bucks, we got the buck. She's gonna be dropping by, plus our housemates, friends and family are gonna be defending the actions of their nearest and dearest. But it's time now for tomorrow's headlines in today's news.
Extra, extra! Read all about it!
At 10:49 this morning, with the cold light of day casting shadows on the heat of last night, it was time for regret, reflection and rejection.
Oh. All I wanted to do was come in here, have a laugh without any of this. The last thing I thought I'd be getting is fucking feelings for a bird.
You got friends anymore? Fucking hell.
You need to stop saying shit like that. You've ruined my relationship now. It does make you sound like a twat.
I think that's fucked now anyway.
You know what? If he loves you, and you get out and you explain it to him, you should understand. You know, your emotions are heightened in here. We'll probably get out and probably not even like each other.
What?
I'm only messing.
And the table's turning, Jezza. But while the GC has been playing Cupid in the house, at 11:51, David decided he was going to shoot those arrows right out the sky.
Yeah, it just doesn't look kosher.
Yeah, all right. So what do you? Well, maybe you should say just.
You should.
Because I can honestly back off if she doesn't want it.
No, but you should back off because she's got a boyfriend, not because she doesn't want to. You should be able to say to her, "I'm sorry, you've got a boyfriend."
I can't help that.
Well,
I like her, like.
You like her.
Yeah.
Then that's between.
Well, I said it to her. I was like, look, I respect you. I respect you have a relationship and all, but man,
if it keeps this, like, she does come over to me and she does want affection. And obviously, I'm a single guy, she's gorgeous. I do know she has a boyfriend, I know it's wrong. If it was me, I'd be gutted, but you can't help how you're drawn to someone, and that's it.
I know it's a sensitive subject, but how much is a cock block is David Guest? What a cock block! I mean, David. Now with all that beef going on inside the house, at 2:28, Christopher, Gemma and Tiffany's thoughts turned to a beef of, well, a very different kind.
That was so funny yesterday when you said, oh, I'm going to cook. I'm like, oh, what are you cooking? Corned beef hash. Oh, I would love to try that. Is that one of your signature dishes?
Yeah. Yeah, don't dish my corned beef hash.
What do you have it with? Mushy peas? I do love mushy peas.
No, you have it with you can have it with beans on a salad.
Oh. How about with a nice egg on top and some mushy peas?
She does love a mushy pea. Yeah, mushy pea. Well, listen, it's basic rations for the GC this week, so Gemma, you could be in luck. I couldn't think of anything more delicious. And finally, we can reveal that Meghan received a formal warning this morning for her behaviour last night.
Meghan, Big Brother has given you a formal warning. If you repeat this behaviour and language again, Big Brother may have no choice but to remove you from the house.
Oi. Meg. Hello, young lady. Good morning.
Missed you, baby.
And that was what happened. And that was today's news. There you go. Now, as the performances continue in that house, with some people trying out for the leading role, out of the house, life is a cabaret, old chum. And here, with some words of wisdom, all the way from Hollywood, it's not actual, Liza Minnelli!
Hi, I'm Liza Minnelli. Now, before we get started, I would like to express my utmost sympathy to Angie and all of the housemates who have been locked up with my ex-husband, David Guest. It's funny how David pretended to forget my name during his opening video,
I can't remember the woman's name.
but he can still name drop Hollywood has-beens who died 20 years ago.
Do you know who Glenn Ford was? Bob Mitchum. I worked with Betty Davis.
Gemma Collins with the designer vagina.
It's brand new, basically.
It's like Milton Keynes. People know where it is, they just don't want to go there. I learned better how to focus. Kind of like Angie Bowie.
Suck my big one.
I'm not in the fucking mood.
Daniela Westbrook. I have an absolutely wonderful, terribly terrific, and totally true story about the time I made Daniela lasagna with Parmesan cheese and mushrooms. I sprinkled the cheese on the lasagna, and Daniela tried to snort it.
That's when I knew that my life was really on the edge.
Christopher. What can I say about Christopher Maloney? Apparently, Nancy DeLolio speaks 4 languages, but none of them are English.
The few of them make it. No, it's not only one making notes.
She doesn't need red wine. She needs subtitles.
This is no funny.
Ow! Showbiz.
Liza. Thank you, Liza. And her good friend Charlie Hides. We love him too. All right, enough of all this showbiz malarkey. It is time to bring some order to proceedings in...
I'm Judge Ryland. Put that away. Disgraceful. No, you can't have my wick. Put him in a cupboard. Yes, I'm a real judge. Order.
Order! Today we're in court for the matter of Nancy, Angie, Gemma, Jeremy and Stephanie, who are all charged with crimes against the state of celebrity Big Brother. The defendants are all under house arrest, so unable to attend court tonight. However, I have summoned their nearest and dearest to plead on their behalf. Now, crime doesn't pay, as we all know, and as we saw tonight, our nomination jury have delivered their verdict on the housemates. Not to be outdone, the Bots Court have gathered some equally damning evidence. The prosecution would like to call its first witness, defending Angie, its best friend Tara. Order! The prosecution have submitted some damning evidence. Let's take a look.
Okay, my second nomination is going to be Angie. She's been involved in a few arguments and that, and I do like her and I do, but to me, it's a waste. Do you get me? Like, I want to be around people who want to have fun and...
Yes, Angie, well, there you go. Tara, does Angie play a part in causing these arguments?
No, Your Honour, she does not.
Why?
She has way too much of a personality to resort to.
You're boring me now. Silence in court, silence! OK, Tara, you've prepared your closing statement. You have 10 seconds to convince the public jury to keep Angie in. Straight down the lens, you may begin.
OK, there's no such thing as a perfect family, and after the week that Angie and the whole world has had, it would be really horrible if she had to leave now. She is TV gold. She's an incredible woman.
Silence in court, Tara! Silence in court! OK, go and sit down. On to our next witness. Defending Nancy is her best mate, Connor, who should be joining us by the telephone now. Connor, are you there?
I'm here.
Hello, Connor. Order! Nancy's been charged with the following crimes. Let's take a look.
My second nomination is Nancy. She does nothing. She doesn't clean. She doesn't cook. If she'd do something, that'd make a bit of a difference, but she doesn't, and people see that.
People see that, Connor. What's your defence for her behaviour?
Well, you know, she's actually a bit like that in real life, to be honest. She's used to a very jet-set
Connor, you're supposed to be defending her, babe.
You know, I think she likes to be in control of most situations she's in, and she's probably quite hard for her to be
OK, silence. You're boring
house.
me now. Connor, I understand you have prepared your closing statement. You have 10 seconds to convince the public jury to keep Nancy in. You may begin.
You know, Nancy's a fantastic woman. Once you get to know her, she's got a very funny and playful side to her, which I think is really starting to come out now. And as she gets more comfortable, she's beautiful, she's sexy.
Order! Silence in court, Connor! Silence! Thank you, Connor. Next up, defending Joe. Don't clap! Don't clap! Next up, defending Gemma is her friend and colleague, Saffron.
Judge.
The evidence is in against Gemma Collins. Let's take a look.
My first nomination is Gemma. I was chased around the house by her screaming at me. And Stephanie and I went and hid in the storage room.
OK, Saffron, how do you defend behaviour that requires a witness to hide in a cupboard?
Let's face it, Ryland, I'm hiding every day.
I'm not Ryland, I'm Judge Ryland, order!
Judge Ryland, I'm hiding in the cupboard every day from Gemma, but if she comes and gets us, we're always going to come out. She's got a heart of gold.
OK, you're boring me now as well. Saffron, your 10 seconds to defend the GC begins now.
She's the most entertaining housemate. We can't wait to see more one-liners from her. And I've got something to say to Tiffany. Carry on playing with the stones because we've got our gem.
Silence! Silence in court! Go and take a seat, please. Next, defending Stephanie is her Bezzy, Adam. He should be on the line now. Adam, are you there?
Hello, Judge Ryland.
Hello, Adam. Don't clap, don't clap. The prosecution have submitted the following evidence. Let's take a look.
My second nomination is Stephanie. Only because of this whole thing with Jeremy. Like, I love Jeremy to bits, but, like, the kid likes her. And whatever she's doing to him is messing with his head.
Tough there, tough. What have you got to say about Stephanie's behaviour, Adam?
You know, Steph can be very naive, and I don't think she realises how it looks to the outside eye. But Scotty is entitled to his opinion.
You're boring me now, Adam. You're boring me. Your 10 seconds to defend Stephanie begins now.
Well, she's getting stuck into all the tasks. She won the talent show. She's done well in the puppet task. And Chris Maloney was sick on her. So if anything, she deserves to stay for that. And that's everything.
Silence in court. We have to give you the allotted time. Thank you. And finally, defending Jeremy, it's his best friend, Ray. Order. The evidence is in against Jeremy. It's been filed. Let's take a look.
My first nomination is Jeremy because we are very, very different. Not only for age, for attitude, habits. It sometimes makes me feel uncomfortable or irritates me.
Ray, how do you defend the accusation that he is irritating?
He's far from irritating. Nancy is the one that's irritating. She's like watching paint dry. Seriously.
No time for jokes in my court. Ray, your 10 seconds to defend Jeremy. Straight down the camera begins now.
Jeremy's a fun-loving guy. He, wants to bring fun to the house. He hasn't gone through all the housemates yet, and I'm sure he wants to swap tongue with a lot more.
Silence! No, lewd comment. Lewd! Ludicrous. Go and take your seat. Thank you to all of today's witnesses. They're all dismissed from my courtroom. This case is adjourned for the jury to consider the verdict. Judge Willis will be presiding over the court ruling tomorrow night. Coming up, I believe Rylan has got the latest from the house, plus our loose-lipped ladies pipe up for the very last time as they cast their eye over who should go on Friday. But first, with 5 housemates facing the toughest sentence the judiciary can impose, eviction, their fate is in the hands of the members of the jury. You, the public. All the details you need to give your verdict are coming up now. Who stays? You decide! Order! You decide, order! This week, Angie, Gemma, Jeremy, Nancy and Stephanie all face the public vote. Who stays? You decide. From a landline, call 090 20 44 24 and add the number of the housemate you want to save. From a mobile, call 6 44 24 and add the number of the housemate you want to save. For Angie, add 01. For Gemma, add 06. For Jeremy, add 07. For Nancy, add 12. For Stephanie, add 14. Calls to the long number will cost 50p plus your network access charge. Calls to the short number will cost 50p. Voting closes in Friday's eviction show. If you're watching on catch-up after that or outside the UK, please don't vote. Votes cast after lines close won't count. You can find terms on the Big Brother website.
Who should go tomorrow night?
Whoa, sorry.
What?
Sorry. Don't mean to be rude. Your guests? Yeah, this is not...
You said make yourself at home.
It's not the 1920s. Yeah? Not the olden days. Do you know what they said to me? Don't put them together. Don't give them the chance. And do you know what? I did it and listen. Do you know what? No. No. No.
You tell her. You tell her.
You shut up and all. It's time for an exclusive, and the GC is stirring the pot again.
What?
No.
I said to John we were going to cook like 3 or 4 nights ago. I said, OK, shall we do it?
Yeah. Mate, he's playing us like a fiddle.
I know.
So there's no divide in the house today. People have just smelt the shit and woken up to it.
Yeah.
There is no divide. But what it is for me, Ange, right, so you know when, John sits there and he starts going, well, I think they're going to do this. I think they're going to do that. That really stresses me out.
Wind-up.
It's because and then my face starts going and then I start panicking and I'm like, nah, don't because you cook the dinners and do this and do that. No.
But it's all a power play, you know.
I cook my own some nights. You know what, Ange? I just want a bit of egg on toast in here.
Just sitting there like that. Well, listen, by this time tomorrow, one of our celebs would have got their marching orders and their final curtain call and left that house for good. Nancy, Angie, Stephanie, Jeremy and Gemma all face the biggest critics as you, the viewers at home, vote to decide who stays and who goes. But who does our panel of loose ladies think should go? We have got 65 seconds on the clock to talk about each housemate. When the time's up, we'll hear this sound and we will move on. So let's start with Angie. Start the clock. Jane, she received the most number of nominations. How do you think she's going to do tomorrow night?
Well, I like Angie. There's something about Angie that I find engaging, you know, and I've watched a lot of her, obviously, with this week, and I just think she's misunderstood. I hope she stays in.
Carol, do you think she will?
I think she will, yeah. I think she's probably got a lot of support now after this week, and she's been quite quiet as well. I don't think she hasn't been winding people up or been horrible to anyone, so... And I think there is more to come from the old ones.
Yeah.
And I think we need to start, you know, getting rid of the youngsters because they're just hogging all the attention.
Denise?
I think there's definitely other people that should go before Angie. I don't have a problem with Angie at all. She might be a bit irritating to live with, but, you know, that's just par for the course when you're in there. But I would be quite sad to see Angie go.
Kate?
Yeah, I think she'll stay.
You do?
At the beginning of the week, I thought it would have been appropriate for her to go. But each to their own, right?
Oh, good timing, Kate Bolton. Next up, we have got our Italian glamour person, Nancy. Let's start the clock. Kate, let's start with you. Nancy, what are we making
I love
of?
Nancy. Please, can we...
Don't you dare boo Telly's Kate Bolton. Go.
Listen, Tim, listen. She's going to be TV gold. We just need everybody else to turn their volume knobs down a bit, and we can see the fabulousness of Nancy, who lives in a world entirely of her own making. I promise you, I've spent time with Nance. She's really, really good fun, really good value.
Denise?
I agree. I don't know her as well as Kate, but she, you know, I've met her and she's very charming and she's lovely. But there has to be a reason why we're not seeing much of her, and therefore she's not giving us very much, you know. And so in a way, I don't think she will go either, but I think she should go because we're hearing all these things about her, and I'd like to, if she's going to be grand, I'd like to see her be grand.
Carol, do you think she'll stay?
I think probably not, actually, because she hasn't had enough attention, and it's a shame, really, because I would.
Oh, I've got to shut you up, Carol. Let's move on to the GC. Will she become the next evictee? Let's start the clock. Carol, go on. You start on Gemma.
Oh, yeah, I would quite like Gemma to go, actually.
You would?
Yeah.
Tell me why.
Yeah, because, I just think she's really not being honest. I don't think she's being genuine herself. She's trying too hard to try and make people like her, and when her mask slips, it's quite ugly, actually, and it's not very nice. And she's just, you know, she is lazy. She does lie around in bed all day. She'd love to lie in bed all day. She don't want to do the task. She don't want to contribute. She wants to eat, but she don't want to earn the food. You know, I would quite like her to go.
Jane?
I've seen it. He fancies you. I love her. I can't stop watching her, but she is stirring it a little bit, and I don't like that side of her.
Do we want to see that though in Big Brother?
Yeah, you probably do want to see that in Big Brother.
Denise, what do you make of Gemma?
I'd be horrified if she went. I mean, again, difficult when you have met people, because I've always liked Gemma. I think she is stirring, but just...
Denise! Up next, let's talk about Stephanie. Start the clock. So, Denise, let me start with you.
OK,
Stephanie.
I think Stephanie will go.
Yes.
I think she's done herself up like a kipper, to be perfectly honest. And, I mean, it's up to her. She can flirt with who she likes. You know, don't give her monkeys. But I think that basically the way that she's gone about it is wrong. She has played Jeremy, and she is playing him outdoors. You know, so I think it's... I think she'll be a bit upset when she comes out, but I think she's brought it on herself, Ryland.
Kate Bolton?
I agree entirely. Those tears look very much like crocodile tears now. Yeah. The woman has no control when she's had a drink, jumping back into bed with him last night. There's a guy at home that thought he was her boyfriend a couple of weeks ago, and he's being really humiliated, and that stinks.
Carol?
Yeah, well, I think Kate's right. I think she probably will go, actually, because the public don't like that sort of behaviour. And it's not entertaining, it's not funny, and she's just being unpleasant, really. And actually, Jeremy might be more interesting if she goes.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Jane?
Tattoo.
Well, let's talk about him. Let's talk about Jeremy. Start the clock. Jane, what do we make of Jeremy? He's caught in this sitch.
I think Jeremy's coming into his own now. The bit with David Guest, actually, that sort of made me think, don't know about that. But he really does like Stephanie. And he's admitted he really does like her. But do you not think so?
Showman.
Yeah.
Carol?
Showman.
You think it's showmance?
Well, yeah, and it's boring, actually, especially in shows like this, because it does take up all the airtime, you know, and everyone thinks, that's what everyone wants to see, and they don't really. And it is kind of contrived, and it is easy to sort of get to like somebody in there or get close to someone if you're that age, I think. But, no, I think he'll be more... I think the tattoo will come into its own if she goes, and Jeremy will. I'm
glad you said come into its own. Denise?
They all seem to really like Jeremy, and I think that Scotty T hit it on the head. I think that they kind of wish that was over, because I think he obviously clearly is quite a good, fun guy. It's quite nice to have. I was in there with two sort of naughty boys. It's quite like...
Right, listen, I'm really running out of time. Jane, who do you want to see out tomorrow night?
I think it will be Stephanie.
You think Stephanie? Carol?
It will be Stephanie, but I want Gemma to go.
Denise?
I think it will be Stephanie. I'd quite like Nancy to go, because I don't think we're seeing her.
Kate Bolton?
Stephanie will go, and I think that will be the right call.
Let's bring it to you guys. Who do we think's out?
Stephanie.
Nancy.
Stephanie.
Stephanie.
See you next Tuesday, Nancy.
All right.
Nancy. Stephanie.
Nancy.
Stephanie.
Stephanie.
Nancy. Nancy.
Nancy.
Stephanie.
Gemma. Stephanie.
Nancy.
Steph. Stephanie.
We're out of time. I'm so sorry. Tune in tomorrow to find out who's going to be facing that eviction. Sadly, that's all we've got time for tonight. Massive thank you to my panel and audience. Oh, what a panel. Tune in to 5 Star now for Live from the House, and I'll see you tomorrow night. Bye now.